Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and explain to you section 9.2, areas of regular polygons, the second part of section 9.2. Now, at this point, all of you should have already turned in the homework assignment, which was page 603, numbers 1 through 6. So if you haven't turned that in, that would be considered late if you turn it in later on, even if it's within this period, okay? So make sure that you have already turned in that homework assignment. Now, I don't want anybody working on that homework assignment. At this point, all of you should have two sheets of paper. One that says notes, 9.2 areas of regular polygons, notes, and the other one is the assignment. So I'm going to go over these problems, explain you how to do this problem. Once I'm done with this, then you can go ahead and finish up the other paper. And both papers need to be turned in as part of the assignment grade, okay? So then the notes is 50%, the assignment is 50%. Now, on the back of the notes, first I'm going to explain you what I gave you yesterday. So just in case you were not here yesterday, let me just review the stuff that I explained to you yesterday. So on the back of the paper, let me go ahead and okay, so I'm going to do a few of these. You finish up the other ones, okay? So in example number 1, it says find the area of that figure. Okay, well here I have my perimeter that is 60. So as you recall, if you remember, I hope you remember, the angles are 120 with the n minus 2 times 180. It's a hexagon. So that was cut it in half, and that would be 60 degrees. And the other angle is 30 degrees. So it's always going to be like this, okay? Now, if the perimeter is 60, let's divide it by 6 sides. So each one of the sides would be 10 centimeters. So that's 10 centimeters. Each one of the sides is 10 centimeters. So when you cut the side that is 10 centimeters in half, each one of the two pieces would be 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. And if you remember from the poster on the wall, that if you have a 30, 60, 90, across on the 30 it's n, across on the 60 is n square root of 3. So I have my n, which is 5, so then the long leg is going to be 5 square root of 3. Now that I have all that information, let me just put it into the formula. A equals 1/2. The apothem, it's 5 square root of 3. And then the perimeter, what that was given to us, that is 60 centimeters. So it's times 60 centimeters. So A equals, I just put all of that into the calculator, 0.5 times 5 square root of 3, move to the right, times 60. And that should give you 259.81, and this is centimeters times centimeters gives you square centimeters, and that's number 1. Okay, now problem number 2, and number 2 is a triangle. Well, I need to know what's the length of each one of the sides. I can divide it by 3, and that is 6. So each one of the sides is 6 kilometers, 6 kilometers. And when I draw the apothem, that cuts the side in half, so that is 3 kilometers. And now if you remember from the triangles, it's 180 divided by 3 angles. That would be 60, 60, and 60, which means that when it's cut in half, if this is 60 degrees, and that's cut in half, so that would be 30 degrees. So it's 30, 90, but the top one should be a 60-degree angle. So as you can see, the short leg here is the apothem. The long leg is 3. So then the short leg is not given. I have the long leg. So if I go from the long leg to the short leg, I need to divide by square root of 3. If you go from the short leg to the long leg, you multiply by square root of 3. So this is backwards, so I need to divide by square root of 3. So the apothem would be 3 divided by square root of 3. So that's the apothem. So all I have to do is just put that into the formula. I have area equals 1/2. The apothem is 3 divided by square root of 3. 3 divided by square root of 3. This is kilometers. And then times the perimeter, which is 18 kilometers. Then just put all of that into the calculator. So we're going to put parentheses 1 divided by 2 close parentheses. And then parentheses 3 divided by square root of 3, move to the right, and then close the parentheses, times 18. When you put that into the calculator, that gives you an approximate answer of 15.59 kilometers. And this is a square because it's the area. Okay? Now, that's number 2. Problem number 3. In problem number 3, well, that is a square. So since it's a square, and they're giving me the apothem, and it's a square, well, I know that it's a right angle, and a right angle. So cut in half, that is 45. So it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Since one leg is 6, the other leg must be the same, which is 6. So the length of the whole side is 6 plus 6. And that's the length of the whole side, which is 12 feet. So each one of the sides is 12 feet. Now, since I want the area, this one I can just say, well, the area is, you can go with the formula 1/2 apothem times perimeter. And if you do that, the apothem is 6. The perimeter is, well, I don't know the perimeter, so let me get the perimeter. That's 4 sides times 12 each. That's 48 feet. So it's times 48 feet. So 48 feet. And then what you do, you just put that into the calculator. Is 0.5 times 6 times 48, and that's 144. Feet times feet is a square feet. And as you know, the area of a square, you can just multiply the side 12 times 12, and that is also equal to 144. So here you could just use a formula, side times side, or you can just use the apothem formula, okay? Last problem. Number 4. For the area of a regular polygon, the formula is 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Now, do we have the apothem? And the answer is yes, that was given to us. Do we have the perimeter? Yes, we have the perimeter, so that's kind of easy. Just plug it in. 1/2 apothem is 14.49 centimeters. Perimeter is 96 centimeters. So just put all of that into the calculator. 0.5 times 14.49 times 96. And so the area is approximately, because it's an approximation, equals to 695.52 square centimeters. And that's the answer for number 4. Okay? So now at this point, I'm going to let you finish up those 4 problems, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This assignment is due at the end of the period. So make sure you turn in this paper by today. Now, the second paper, that one, you can start working on it. If you could finish 4 of those, Mrs. Cantu can stamp that paper for you so you can get 10 extra points. And the rest of the problems, just make sure you finish them up at home, and that would be your homework, okay? Please make sure you work on this. This paper, the notes paper, needs to be turned in by today. So please, Ms. Cantu, pick up those papers at the end of the period, Okay, so whatever you did here in class, you need to turn it in. If you didn't do anything but just those 4 problems that I went over and the ones on the back, that will not give you the full credit. So this needs to be completed by today. Okay, thank you guys. You know you're an awesome class. Thank you. So please complete this assignment and turn it in before you go, before you leave. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. To you the facts about the square. So let me start by drawing a square. Okay, and let me just, okay, let me erase this. This doesn't really look like a square. Let me make it a square. Okay, the square, as you know, it has right angles and all the sides are congruent. So if we have to get the apothem of a square, well, what is the apothem? The apothem is a segment from the center of the square perpendicular to the center of the square. And if they give me that the apothem, and I'm just going to come up with a number, okay? If the apothem is 7 centimeters, well, I need to find out what is the length of the side. As you know, in a right triangle, as you know, each one of the angles is 90. When you cut that angle in half, that angle becomes 45 degrees. So it's 45, the other angle must be 45 because the base angle is 90, so it's 45, 45, 90 triangle. So if the apothem is given to me, and that is 7, the other side must be also 7 centimeters. And the length of the whole side would be 7 centimeters, and 7 centimeters together makes 14 centimeters. And now, the formula for the area of a regular polygon, okay, area of regular polygons is A equals 1/2 A for apothem and P for perimeter. So A apothem, P for perimeter. The apothem is the length from the center and is perpendicular to the center of the segment. So the apothem is 7. Let me put here on the side. A, the apothem is 7 centimeters. I need the perimeter. Well, what's the perimeter? The perimeter, let me put it on the side. When you're looking for the perimeter, that is the number of sides that you have on a polygon, number of sides, times the side length, okay? So this is a square. So the square is 4 times the side length is 14, because 7 plus 7 is 14. So it's 4 sides times 14. That is 56. So it's 56 centimeters. Okay, now that you have the 2 pieces of information, go back and plug it into the formula. So it's A equals 1/2. Apothem is 7 centimeters. Perimeter is 56 centimeters. And when you multiply everything across, put that into the calculator. And let me get my calculator because I don't have one. So let me get one. And we put in the calculator 0.5 times 7 times 56. We press enter, and the answer is 196 centimeters times centimeters. That is square centimeters. So it's a square centimeters, and that is the area of that circle. And now another way you could have done this problem, because it's a square, and I'm just going over this so you can see that the formula works for any regular polygon, is that, well, I know that the area of a square is just side square. So if the side has a length of 14, so then all of them are 14. This is 14 centimeters. This is 14 centimeters. The right side is 14 centimeters. So all you needed to have done here is multiply 14 centimeters don't like that 14. So it's 14 centimeters square, and you put that into the calculator. That, as you remember, 14 square is 196, and it's a square centimeters. So in the event that they give you the length of the side, and you have to get the area, we just multiply the side by the side, and that's a lot easier. But I did it with the formula for the area of the regular polygon to show you that by doing it that way, you get the same thing. Okay? Now, let me go through another example. On the second example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get the area of an equilateral triangle where they're giving me that the perimeter, so here they're going to say, well, if the perimeter is 27 feet, what is the area of the triangle? Well, I know from the triangle that the sum of all the angles is 180. And also, you know, if all the sides are add up, that's a perimeter. So since the perimeter is given to me, I know that all of these are equal and all the sides are equal. So to find the length of one of the sides, I can say, well, the perimeter equals 27. And the perimeter, well, I can divide it by 3, and that would be 9. So the length of the side, it's 27 divided by 3, which is 9 feet. So each one of these sides is 9 feet. So it's 9 feet. Each one of the sides is 9 feet. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the apothem. The apothem is a segment comes from the center of the triangle and is perpendicular to the center and is perpendicular to the side, which means that those two pieces are going to be the same. So if the side is 9, each one of those two pieces is going to be 4.5. 4.5 feet. Okay? So I've mentioned that the sum of all the angles, it's equals to 180. So since all of the angles are equal to 180, well, 180 divided by 3 angles, that is 60 degrees. So when you cut the angle in half, that becomes 30 degrees. So that's a 30-degree angle. And since the base angle over here is 90, then that could be a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And if you look at the posters that you have on the wall, there's one that says that it's a 30, 60, 90. And it says, if the angle is 30, across from the 30, it's n. Then across from the 60, it's n square root of 3. So in mine, the short leg, I don't know what that is, but the long leg is 4.5. So then if I go from the short leg to the long leg, I multiply by square root of 3. But if I go backwards, I have to divide by square root of 3. And that's what this is. This is a long leg. So if I want to get the short leg, I need to divide the long leg by square root of 3. So I'm going to divide 4.5 by square root of 3. And that would be my apothem. So let me put it on the bottom. Apothem is 4.5 divided by square root of 3. And let's just give an approximate answer. So with the calculator, go ahead and divide 4.5 divided by square root of 3. And that, if you put it onto the calculator, that gives you 2.6. 60, but it's just 6. When you run to the hundreds, it's 2.6. So it's 2.6, and this is the feet. And I already have the perimeter that was given. So I already have the two pieces of information that I need to put into the formula. So area, 1/2 apothem times perimeter, well, that would be 1/2. The apothem is 2.6 feet, and the perimeter is 27. So just put all of that into the calculator. 0.5 times 2.6 times 27. And the area is 35.1 feet times feet is a square feet. And that would be the answer. Okay? So that's when you have a triangle. Third example. So we're going to have three. So let me go to page 1. The third one. On the third one, we're going to be talking about a hexagon. A hexagon. It's hard to draw a hexagon, but what you can do is just draw the two bases and then just connect those two bases with the two sides, okay? This was supposed to be a hexagon. There's a regular hexagon, so let me kind of like cut it and then... Okay, so this is a regular hexagon. Okay, they're all the same. Now, if on the hexagon, if they say the perimeter equals 36 centimeters. Okay, find the area. So what is the area? A equals what? Okay, well, I need the apothem. Okay, so one more time, the perimeter is 36. Since I want to know the length of one of the sides, the side would be the perimeter, which is 36 divided by 6 sides. That is 6, so it's 6 centimeters. So each one of the sides is 6 centimeters. And if they were to give you the side, then just multiply the length of the side times the number of sides, and that would give you the perimeter. Okay, so I already have the length of the side. Now, if I go back to the formula that we learned about finding the measurement of the angle in any polygon, as I was telling you yesterday, the formula to get the sum of the angles, it's n minus 2 times 180. And now, this is 6 sides minus 2, it's 4, times 180, that's 720. But then if I want to know just one of the angles, so one of the angles divided by 6 sides, 6 sides, so it's 120. So each one of these angles is 120. Each one is 120. And I'll try to memorize that because that way you don't have to work it over and over and over, okay? So now, if I cut that angle in half, I'm going to have 60 degrees. So this is a 60, 60, 90. So what's the missing angle? Well, the missing angle would be 30. So it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So that should be 60 because it's a 30, 60, 90. So it's 30. Now, going back to the length of the side, if each one is 6 and the apothem cuts that segment in half, half of the 6, that would be 3. So this piece is 3 centimeters, this piece is 3 centimeters. So as you can see, 3 is across on the 30, which is the short leg. So if I go back and I review the properties about the 30, 60, 90, if it's 30, across on the 30, it's n. And then across on the 60 is n square root of 3. Well, if the short leg is 3, then the long leg, which is this one, it would be the short leg, which is 3 times square root of 3. And that would be the apothem. So now that I have my two pieces of information, I can just put it into the formula. So I'm going to put into the formula 1/2 the apothem, which is 3 square root of 3, and the perimeter, which is 36. And then just put it into the calculator, and we're going to get an approximate answer because we're going to put the radical in the calculator, okay? So it's going to be 0.5 times 3 square root of 3, move to the right, and then times 36. And when you round up, that would be 93.53 centimeters times centimeters is a square centimeters. Okay, so that's when you have a hexagon. And if you have any other problem, like for example, an octagon or a heptagon or a nonagon or something like that, I'm going to give you the apothem and I'm going to give you the perimeter. So all you got to do is put those two pieces of information into the formula, put it into the calculator, and you get your answer. Okay, so now let me go back to